Hey guys, today we're comparing the new Headrush MX5 to a bunch of affordable multi-effect pedals. Hello guys, my name is Guillaume.
And I'm Kris. Hi, how are you doing? We are comparing the brand new Headrush MX5 to three other similarly priced, sort of, but similar sized effect pedals. All of these have an expression pedal. That was a criteria.
Yeah, definitely.
That was something that we wanted. Not a lot of knobs and switches, as compact as possible, and definitely an expression pedal for whichever reason you want to use it. While other
because otherwise there are
volume.
smaller units, but usually that's where the expression just leaves the room. So that was the main criteria, as well as price point. We weren't going for a full-blown Helix, a full-blown camper, or we needed something that was tiny and affordable. So here are the contestants for the day,
which are obviously the MX5.
By Headrush. We have the Ampero by Hotone. In a special, close to my heart, Shell Pink edition, which I love. We'll also have the Line6 POD Go, and
the DNAfx, the tiny one, the most affordable one, Harley Benton. It's the smallest one too, and it's sort of a little bit like a different take because it's so much more affordable. But we just wanted to put it in there because a lot of you guys like it and bought it, and we thought why not comparing it? Let's see how it holds up.
So that's what, 180, I think. So we're ranging from close to 200 to 500-ish, you know. And we're just going to see how they compare. We've been spending about an hour and a half, 2 hours making presets now.
But we're not professionals.
But what we decided to do is make a clean preset, which is loosely based around an American sounding sort of clean patch, bit of delay, bit of reverb. A lot of delay and a lot of reverb. A second sound that is a crunchy kind of blues gain, and a third sound that is all the gain. In your face, all the gain, and so we'll be playing all of those, and we are going direct.
Yes, we are not using any amps. We are going through DI boxes into the Apollo interface we're using to record, and for monitoring reasons, we have our Neumanns here, which are near-field monitors. They're pretty nice to have actually, because they do fill up the room, and this is how we tweaked the pedals to get our presets.
And because we're using DI boxes to record all of that, please put on headphones or use monitors, because it's stereo out and it's going to be a way better experience for you guys. So
why don't we start with which one?
Well, I mean, start with the new contender.
Okay.
I feel like we need to.
It's going to be my round. So I'll play it first. I play my preset and then I'll let you know what it was. Okay? That's going to be my clean preset. It's called, obvious. It's a K, right? You don't say Sleen, so you have to write it with a K.
Vanity. Noise.
So what I did there, I turned off the
K drive.
The K drive.
Guess which stands for Kris, obviously.
Not fun. No. I had that on for a slight breakup, but of course, if you want to have it super clean, obviously you have a lot of options and whatever. There's a slide compression going on. There's a Fender style amp with a fitting cab in there, and of course tons of delay and reverb, because that's what we always do when we're playing in isolation. Of course, with a band, you do not need half of that, if even.
Or do you?
Well, he does.
I do.
I would not use any reverb in a band, but yeah, we're playing alone, so it makes a lot of sense to fill up the room.
That was a very pretty sound.
Yeah, that was the neck humbucker. These are Fishman Fluence classic humbuckers, so sort of active takes on PAF pickups.
Yeah.
And a lot of clarity and nice chime, even though it's not split or anything. I love how nasty it is, because if you know blackface amps,
they do
they do get a little fizzy and sort of exploding almost, that kind of sound, if you drive them hard. And that you get that, which is something I enjoy about this preset.
Let's go from like crunch and then high gain, and then I want your opinion on how it was to use the effect and program, because we each did our own. Yeah, it wasn't a team effort. So then we're going to talk about our experiences with the units themselves.
Yeah. Okay. So here's the crunch, which is called crunch.
Again.
Still dynamic, right?
Nice, very nice.
It's a little hunky. I was struggling with this one to make it sound exactly how I like these kind of crunchy tones, but it does sound very pleasant and it's very dynamic. Yeah, which is something that instantly makes a tone enjoyable for me.
And again, we like an hour and a half, and we made 6 presets across 2 different devices. Yeah. So that's nowhere near the amount of attention that you could put in one of those sounds. But I feel like it's also like a testament to how we managed to make 6 presets on 2 different units in an hour. Because if you've been using those and just like taking them out of the box, it's not always that easy. So yeah, that was a cool sound, man.
Okay, you want to go high gain?
Go for gain. Kettle. I just noticed when I said it, it's like, it's called kettle.
Well, it's good for metal, but I couldn't think of any. Yeah, whatever.
It's like the people, when you go get your coffee, and they're like, yeah, Mark with a C, like cock. This is what that is. This is exactly what that is. Yeah. All right, gain, go. Nice.
Yeah, it's crisp.
It is crisp with a K. That was a good sound, man.
Yeah, I dig that. That was pretty easy, actually. I don't even have any like overdrive simulations in front of it. Yeah. That's just the
amp.
The 4 numbers amp. The 6561056. I guess.
This one.
It's just a machine.
Yeah. Full 12 cab.
Yeah, a bit of a verb, but it's actually off right now.
That's one of the tricks we can talk about, like the reverb in those units being not used as a reverb as much as just making it feel a little bit more organic in the room. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, that's going to be your place to say. What did you think of the experience?
Of using the MX5?
Yeah.
many of the features and like the process of tweaking a preset and setting up your tone is super easy and intuitive.
Yeah.
You have a touchscreen, which is awesome. You can still use the like sort of a knob which you can turn and push.
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah.
It's great because whichever you fancy, you can sort of stick to that kind of editing process, which is great. There are a few things I still couldn't figure out. Like I have a preset that I just took preset number 8, I tweaked it, I saved my tone, and I cannot find out how to move that preset to be preset number 2.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's like 2 buttons, and that's it. But I just literally could not find it.
We're not saying it's impossible, far from it. If you read the user manual, it's probably very simple. But as the experience of someone who's been working with it for an hour and just trying to make something happen, which would be the case for most of you guys, this is kind of a reflection of the, how easy it is to do some of the things.
That's just a little thing, but if you want to make sure you have your presets in an order that you can sort of go back and forth real fast, that's something that you probably will have to figure out. Whatever, it's not super important. As soon as you are used to the unit, you can do whatever you want. It is an easy to use pedal, but there are some little things where I'm like, or there's like a noise gate on it. On this preset. And there's like a pretty long decay. It doesn't close immediately. And I kind of wanted that, and I couldn't find the noise gate. It's not in the FX chain. It's somewhere, but it's again something you sort of have to figure out. So there's a learning curve to some aspects of tweaking it, but in like overall, it's a super easy to.
And all your sounds were based off of existing presets.
Yeah, of course,
That's something we'll have to.
I just went through the presets. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. That's cool. I like that too. That's weird. Next one, okay, that's nice. Next one, oh, really cool. So it's like you can work with the presets even without tweaking them, which is not
the case
something.
For everything.
Not something that used to be standard on any of these pedals. So that's cool. Moving on.
I'm gonna be playing the my unit of choice. I think it's so cool that it's pink, first off, because they're all the same color. It's always brushed metal something. And I really like the fact that this is shell pink, like matte finish, and it looks awesome.
But what is it though?
It is, what is it?
Can you pronounce the name, please? It's hard to get it right. It's definitely not Hotone.
I know, and I feel like that's a missed opportunity. Hotone, if you're listening to us, I feel like Hotone is a very cool name.
Well, it's there, so you can pronounce it that way if you want to.
I don't know. I'm not set on pronunciation. To be
honest. It's the Ampero in a limited pink run.
Yeah,
right?
It's also in black. Obviously, if you guys are not fans of the shell pink, which I don't understand, but why not? Sure. It's also in black, and I'm going to be doing the same thing, going through clean sound, crunch, high gain, and then I'll talk about the unit as an experience. You guys can judge the sounds.
Go for it.
And I'll be playing that absolutely gorgeous PRS S2 Vola semi-hollow humbucker single coil guitar.
Yeah, I like that.
That I'm gonna bring home. Hey. Maybe. Need to call my girlfriend first. Check on finances. I like that sound.
It's so cool to see that these things actually clean up well.
I know, they react. Love that.
Yeah.
This is pretty much what Kris did on the, but I did it first, on the clean preset. So that's an American type of amplifier with a 212 cab, a condenser mic, and I have a Kris type pedal in front of it all to make it just a little bit gritty. And I have some delay, some reverb, but nowhere near as much as you.
Yeah,
have,
you were
actually.
pretty conservative on that one. I'm surprised.
Yes. Moving on to Crunch, which is my second preset, because I could figure it out on that unit.
It's a long decay.
Super long reverb. It's super low in the mix, but I like a big reverb, like with this very long decay.
I like that a lot, actually. That sounds like an amp in a room.
Yeah.
And I get it. That's why the long reverb.
That's why the reverb
makes
is
it sound like in a space instead of.
Definitely, yeah.
Right,
It's a bit dark in retrospect. I could have pushed the presence and the high end a little bit more, but I'm happy with that sound. This is I don't remember the name actually. I think it's like Matchstick or something.
Oh
no, that's the Dr. 38.
Oh,
yeah,
that one.
Dr. 38. Sorry. 412 cab, long reverb, and a boost in front of the amp, just a little bit, because I didn't want to put too much gain on the amp. But, fairly standard, boost the front end of your amp to get more gain kind of setup, like you would do with an amp and a boost.
And a boost. All right, let's talk
metal.
High gain.
Metal. Oh,
ooh, there you go.
See, I don't have a gate.
I'm not sure which amp you chosen, but the first fret that was so rectifyingly good.
It is not.
No.
No. This is my preset. I went back to clean because it's kind of noisy. It's called Ecstasy of Gain. I will let you figure out where the ecstasy come from. Not the drug. Don't do drugs, kids.
No.
Stay in school. But yeah, ecstasy head, ecstasy cab. Not too much gain on the amp again. I boosted the front end of it. Still a little bit of reverb. There was a touch of reverb, but way shorter than the crunch kind of sound, obviously. And again, this is not a high output humbucker.
Yeah.
And it was very tight, very focused, and I really like that sound.
How was the experience?
It was, without a doubt, the best unit I've ever created anything on. It is the most instinctive, the easiest one to manipulate.
Okay. Touchscreen?
You just you literally just click edit and you go, yeah, I want to edit that, I want to edit that. And then once you're done, save. You can select which patch, which preset you want to put that on, so you have it next to the other one.
Well,
you do it right here.
You can make things easy, but why would you, right? Other brands?
I have one problem with that unit, is that the stock presets are horrible. I picked that up and I was like, this is such a shame because these units can sound so good.
Yeah.
But the stock presets are just bad.
Okay, so you had to tweak a lot.
So I didn't have to tweak. I had to start with a blank slate, make my preset. But from then on, I started with nothing. Just put the Fender amp, put the reverb, put the delay, put a little bit of a boost to give it some life, And that was it. Done. Save.
Okay, wow.
Once I'd figured out that this was the way to go with that unit, super easy. And everything that you might look for outside of the controls, super instinctive. You think that wheel is turning that? That's exactly what it's doing. You want the looper, you want the tuner, it's all there. Super easy. But for the love of God, Hotone, hot one.
Send presets.
Send one to me. I will make presets for you if you want them. But yeah, that's my only beef with it. Otherwise, literally the best user experience I've ever had with one of those units. Period.
Let's reduce the size and the price point.
Yes.
Moving on, Harley Benton. Preset number 1, clean.
Clean with a K again. Oh my God. Great demo.
Way over the top.
Great demo of your guitar, by the way.
Yeah, I just wanted to give you some examples. Single.
Hey, do you want
humbucker.
15 sounds for that clean tone? You got it. No, it sounded great, man. It sounded great.
Yeah, so that's again an American voiced clean amp. And
that's the recipe, isn't it?
I mean, a lot of little LEDs are on, but it's just a little bit of compression, a little bit of a clean boost to make the signal a bit hotter.
Oh, you used the
a
cab
clean
as well.
amp. Yeah, cab sim. What a surprise! And a bit of delay, a bit of reverb.
It's a bad joke. I'm sorry. That was a solid clean sound. I liked it.
And because it's relatively easy, well, actually super easy to
preset
move
number
the presets. Preset number 2 is crunch. Woo! Too much reverb.
No. No.
There's no such thing, right? Yeah, so this was a bit of a crunch, like an overdrive pedal in front of an amp. I cannot remember. Wait, let me check. It was, a golden pedal in front of an American blackface style amp. And yeah, I was going back and forth between the cabs. These are the original cabs, by the way. No.
On all of the units, by the way. Yeah.
No IRs and no nothing. These are all stock sort of cab simulations.
Yeah.
And I was a little bit struggling. I kind of found a few a bit hunky and too boxy and too thin and too thick and whatever. This one works. This is a 2x12, 2 stones cab.
Nice.
You know which one?
2 stones. The famous 2 stones.
By the way, side note, these 2x12, 2 stones kind of cabs are in most of these cab simulations. I found it at least the most versatile, best sounding, least aggressively voiced cabinet.
Except for the 412 that I used on the metal sound for the Hotone one.
Okay.
Everything else was a 2 stones, 212 sort of cab.
Okay.
On the Line6 coming soon as well. But yeah,
nice.
that was a very nice crunch.
Yeah,
with a K sound.
I enjoy it. Yeah. And now. I'm not sure if you can read it. It's
have you no shame?
Well, I thought if I go there, let's go there like full on.
Yeah.
It's
that you did.
It's called the Key V. Yeah.
So We've seen the name. We've heard it.
Yeah.
What amp is it, Kris?
A Kiwi?
A Kiwi.
A Kiwi.
That was chewy.
Yeah, chewy. And really easy to edit. If you miss something, you'll easily find where to address that issue.
Yeah.
Not enough bass, you'll find right away. Noise gate, you have a menu for it. It's really easy to set it up. So it's very user-friendly, I would say. Not a lot of knobs, and the twisty knobs, which you can also push to sort of choose an option.
Yeah.
These ones, the silver ones, these are really easy to use because they always keep their feature. Like if you want to move between blocks, use the left one. If you want to edit within that block, you always use the middle one. That one.
Yeah, okay.
It's simple.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with simple because you want to get there. You want to get a tone you enjoy playing, and you don't want to spend hours until you find out how to get there.
Yeah, no,
it's
100%.
Something I appreciate. Yeah,
100%. And again, let's repeat. That this is the most affordable contender today, like by a few hundred.
a lot if you compare it to the most expensive ones here.
Yeah,
that's insane. One thing that I kind of find is that the tones are not as natural. Some amp simulations are not as natural and real as some of the more expensive ones here.
Yeah, okay.
But I mean, the price is crazy, and if I imagine getting this tone out of way more expensive stuff a few years back, I wouldn't have believed that it's possible.
Yeah,
so
100%.
There's that.
Absolutely. Moving on to the Line6 to the Line6 POD Go. Now the thing was like choosing the Line6 unit that was going to go in that comparison took a little bit of time because how many are there? I don't know, 5,000 at this point.
Yeah.
But this one was sort of the small one, still with the expression pedal, not going into like Helix territory with the big, more expensive units.
Yeah.
So it felt like the right, comparison sort of standard with that one. Same thing, clean, crunch, high gain, starting with clean. And my preset that doesn't start with my first whatever. Hardly a clean tone.
Not at all a clean tone.
No. Well, I mean, I rarely play with less gain than that. The Hotone clean tone was actually a little bit cleaner than this one, but I always have a Minotaur type pedal.
Let me guess. This was a Minotaur type pedal into an American voice clean amp. What a surprise.
I always use one of those on my clean sounds anyways. Like if I'm going into an actual amp, I'll do the exact same thing. So I felt like when I made that preset, I just went for what I usually do anyways. Yeah. It does sound a little bit gainier in here, but I'm happy with that. It was still kind of reactive when I pulled down the volume and everything, cleaned up nicely. I can live with that sound.
Well done, let's live with the next one too.
She's not crunch with a K.
That sounded British.
Yeah.
Was it? Was it?
Yeah, it was
an M-type amp?
An M-type amp, an M-type... no, not the M-type amp, actually. That's what we were saying. It's the 2 Stones 212.
Ah, okay.
And a distortion in front of it. The tube drive.
Tube drive. Is,
yeah, a bit of reverb too. And an EQ at the end to sort of correct the... I want to say floppy, low end a little bit, try and cut a little bit of the low end.
Okay.
That's also something that I like to do with those multi-effects is like put the EQ at the end, after the cab, after everything.
Nice.
And then just like, because some of the impulse responses that you get with those are not really natural and they cover way too much range. And so you want to cut a lot of the low end here, a lot of the high end, a little less than the low end, but still a little bit. And to make the response sound a little bit more natural as well. That's what I did. Going on to the final sound. It's the final preset. Which is heavy. Sorry. I don't know
what happened there.
I don't know. I felt some bat country in me. And so that was the archetype lead head.
Okay.
I don't know. It echoes like not a head, but more of a computer. Kind of a thing.
Yeah.
But that was the archetype lead head into a Mesa-ish. I mean, like V30 kind of
American
cab.
V30.
Boosted with a tube screamer, as you do, and gain fairly down level the way up, and a bit of EQ at the end to try and tame again the low end and high end.
Yeah. Okay, how was the user experience? I mean, Line6, Helix, the pods and everything, they go way back.
Yeah.
Does it feel modern?
It feels modern, but not as modern as it should be.
Okay.
I feel like those are still units that are made with the idea that people are going to edit those presets on the computer.
Ah, okay.
You know?
With the software.
Yeah,
okay.
Exactly. And like that's valid, obviously, and you can download your presets and you can do whatever you want, and it's a lot easier on screen because you can just move units around and do that kind of thing. On the unit itself, I feel like it's a lot less instinctive, because there's a lot of key combinations where you have to press two things at the same time and then move that wheel and then move that wheel to change like something else, and that's not consistent either. Like the wheel is going to do something different depending on which menu you're in and everything. So, I mean, everyone who uses Line6 out there is going to tell me, yeah, well, that's easy. You just press these two and then you go there and then you have the wheel in your pinky and you can, I know, obviously, and I'm not a professional with that unit. But the point is, most people who buy them are not professionals with those units.
And it's done in the first 2 weeks.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And out the box, it was not as enjoyable as the
like the Ampero,
for example, which was just perfect.
I think if Line6 also included a touchscreen, and that, just like Headrush and many other brands, that would make, even if they keep the knobs because they want to keep them for those who prefer knobs,
for sure.
Just having two options would make it so much more accessible for many.
The knobs on, like, it's so nice to be able to dial in whichever value you want, like you would do it on an amp.
I like the 5 knobs underneath the screen because you have
treble, bass,
and exactly.
You
have it on screen, it's easy.
The organization is fine. I think just like the layout of the main like controls, not the dials, but the main controls, and to go from this to that, I'm still not a big fan. But in fairness, compared to the Hotone, which is my comparison sort of point, I did work off of existing presets.
Yeah.
Like I tweaked some existing presets a little bit for the guitar, for the room, for whatnot, but it was more usable out of the box. It was kind of, I don't know how it would have compared to the Headrush, but I felt like you spent even less time on the Headrush. Making the presets than the Line6.
Yeah, I'm really picky and I was fine-tuning them forever, but it's just because of, half a dB at 500K is like, nah, or maybe
1.3 is just a little bit.
Yeah. So but I mean, you could play a show with the presets on the Headrush, which was a big surprise.
Yeah.
I could find a couple of them, and if I managed to organize them and put them next to each other, I would be okay.
I feel like the comment section is just going to be people telling you like, you need to click on that and then on that.
Yeah, and I hope you do, because then at least I will know how to do it. And it's, of course, it's my fault. It's just not super intuitive. That's my only issue with the MX5. Other than that, it's super compact. The rest is really easy to set up.
Absolutely.
And the sounds are awesome.
Yeah, it sounded really good. The touchscreen is perfect.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it reacts really well. You still have the dial for everything else. Yep. I mean,
nice.
Okay, we talked about the experience, but you guys have heard the sounds. You're going to be able to tell us which one you thought was the best, which one was your favorite, at least. And
you let us know in the comment section. And while you're there, you can also hit like if you enjoy this video, subscribe to the channel if you enjoy all the videos, and we'll see each other very soon and meet in the comment section.
Yes. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.